Cheers. Right, this is our third and final potato recipe for now. I said, well, it's only me. There's no one behind the iPad. I've done myself a nice vegetable curry. I just want a side dish to go with it, and this was a side dish that I did a lot of during the COVID cooking when we were cooking about 40, 50 people every week, because it's an easy one just to portion up. Just double the quantities. It takes very little looking after. So I've got about 8 or 9 Mouth pipers, just cut into, I suppose, small roast type potatoes. I just want to parboil those again as if I'm doing roast potatoes. So a nice bit of salt in there. But I want to put some colour and flavour into the boiling water. So it is 2 dessert spoons of turmeric, 1 dessert spoon of madras curry powder, and then 1 dessert spoon of garam masala, and just stir that water around, and then you just parboil that as if you're doing most potatoes. So bring it to the boil. Once it's boiling, give it another stir, just make sure all the spices are mixed up, and then just boil it for another 5-10 minutes. So I shall see you once that's boiled. So they've been brought to the boil and boiled for about 5 or 10 minutes, like you would do if you were preparing roast potatoes. Just going to drain them. Just going to keep the heat on. I'm going to turn it down to low for a minute. So they're going to drain. Just going to put that back on there just to dry the pan for a minute, because I'm going to heat the oil up and some of the spices and then roast it in the oven. Let me show you what we've got here now though. So they're the parboiled potatoes, but look at that. They've got a lovely kind of golden colour on because of the turmeric and spices. So pop that back in, carry on draining. Now you can do them in the frying pan and fry them up with a normal bit of onion and do stuff like that. But this is kind of meant to be a very easy side dish. So just going to roast off some spices and then in oil, and then pop it in the oven to roast off like roast potatoes. So a nice big bit of oil. Very similar spices to earlier on, so some turmeric, some garam masala, and some madras powder as your ground spices. Now, I'm going to want to put some whole spices in. Now, you can measure them out yourselves and kind of, black mustard seeds, cumin seeds, cardamom seeds, etc. But I like using these, and this is just a kind of mixed masala mix. So that's probably about a good 1.5 dessert spoons of that. You can pick that up from most good Asian supermarkets, and then just heat the oil up for a few minutes, and you'll hear the seeds start to spit. And when they start to spit, it's ready to put it in the pan and roast it in the oven. And you roast it in the oven like you would roast potatoes, about 45 minutes, turning halfway through. Right, the oil's nice and hot now, and you can smell the spices coming off there. They're starting to release their oils as well. So just pop the potatoes into a roasting pan. Turn the heat off on the oil. Pour the oil just over the top. And then just make sure that that's all basted in there. And like I said, you roast that now for about 45 minutes, turning halfway through. Right, so they've been roasting in the oven for about 45 minutes. I turned them halfway through. The oven was on about 200, and they're lovely golden and crisp. Kind of spiced up roast potatoes. Like I said, fantastic dish to do at barbecue actually. So I'm going to serve mine as an accompaniment to a lentil curry. So just pop a few in there. Grab a nice bit of a lentil curry in there, lentil and vegetables. So let's just ponce it up a little bit, just tighten it up, sprinkle over a bit of coriander, and there you have a fantastic, really easy potato side dish, and the last of the 3 potato dishes. Spiced Indian potatoes with a lovely lentil curry.